This evening, first, a mother's relief as her missing 12-year-old daughter is reunited with her family after a terrifying abduction ordeal. Why authorities are urging parents to stay vigilant about social media dangers. Plus, a sobering update on child abuse in Guyana. With over 4,000 cases last year and 275 already reported in 2025, Minister Vindhya Persaud calls for early reporting to save lives. We'll explore the challenges facing child protection officers and how the public can help. And in entertainment, history is made as Diana Chapman shatters a 15-year streak to claim the Soca Monarch crown, and Carlvin Burnette stuns fans with his Dancehall Monarch win. Also ahead, innovation meets tradition at the Mashramani Agriculture Conference Village, showcasing how Guyana's farming future is going green. Finally, in Brazil, a battle brews between church and state over control of the iconic Christ the Redeemer statue. Stay tuned, these stories and more tonight on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 17th, 2025. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, in an update to a story Headline News did about a missing preteen on Thursday, February 13, the mother of three, Chanel Edwards, is breathing a sign of relief after her 12-year-old daughter, who had been missing for nearly a month, was safely reunited with her family on Friday evening.
Thank God it's over right now and we found her safe. She was at New Amsterdam, Barbies quarantine.
The 12-year-old student of Tugville Secondary School was last seen in her school uniform outside the compound on Monday, January 20, 2025. The preteen was reportedly coerced and abducted by a man who she says was Andrew Bowler, known as Lava, a Mason believed to be over 25 years old, and taken to quarantine Berbice. During her captivity, the man engaged in sexual relations with the 12-year-old, locked her in a house, and forced her to care for his 1-year-old child. On the day of her disappearance, the man instructed her to leave school and meet him at the Tugville Bridge. From there, he took her on his motorcycle and traveled for over 2 hours to Berbice.
I walked up to Tugville Bridge and he came pick me up by Tugville Bridge with a motorcycle.
After seeing reports about the missing girl, concerned residents alerted the Berbice police station. Acting swiftly, law enforcement officers contacted the child's parents and successfully rescued her.
Public spirits up there in Barbies reached out to the police that where the child is.
The child revealed that she met the man on TikTok and their conversations later moved to WhatsApp. The girl tearfully described feeling scared and crying frequently, adding that she attempted to contact a relative but had no phone credit. Authorities are urging parents to be vigilant about their children's online activities and interactions on social media. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. In other news, history was made last weekend as Diana Chapman was crowned Guyana's 2025 Soca Monarch, breaking a 15-year streak without a female winner. For more on this story, we go to Malcolm Carter, who has more.
Diana Chapman has been crowned Guyana's 2025 Soca Monarch, breaking a 15-year streak without a female winner. Her electrifying performance of My Home captivated the crowd in Linden on Saturday night, featuring elaborate choreography and props that pay tribute to Guyana's rich culture and diversity. Chapman admitted the competition was intense, with OKC and Omaya Hall securing second and third place respectively. Both runners-up have already expressed their determination to run next year with hopes of claiming the crowd.
To my home, home, my home, my home, my home, 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 my home, my home, my home. Welcome to my home, home, my home, my home. Welcome to my home, home, my home. You know.
On Sunday, Carlvin Burnette delivered a show-stopping performance of Diplo at the 1823 Monument, earning him the title of Guyana's 2025 Dancehall Monarch. Despite his soca background, Burnette incorporated a freestyle dancehall approach accompanied by energetic dancers and striking visual elements. The competition ended in a tie for second place, with Emmanuel James, Lil Saint, and Alabama sharing the spot, while Yolanda Gittins' Serenity placed fourth.
Y'all they want your Diplo, y'all they want your tiptoe, because the way that you whine and a bubble neck man want give flow. Now let me see you shake them hips. I mean, I want a relationship. Me just want to see you do them tricks. Me just want to see you shake them, just shake them hips.
In Berbice, Vicky Singh successfully defended his Chutney Monarch title at the Classics International Hotel parking lot on Sunday night. Performing his hit Let Him Go, Singh not only secured victory but also used his platform to take a stand against domestic violence.
Let him go if he not paying bills for you. Let him go if he not taking care.
With these thrilling performances, Guyana's 2025 Monarch competitions have set the stage for another exciting year in local music. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. With some 275 cases of child sexual abuse reported in 2025 and 4,038 cases recorded in 2024, Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Persaud, is urging the public to report abuse early rather than relying on social media to highlight incidents. Speaking at a press conference hosted by the National Communications Network on Saturday, Dr. Persaud emphasized that early intervention could save lives.
Many times we see things posted on social media, posted in the news. I would very much appreciate when those cases arise, please contact us at the Child Care and Protection Agency, because sometimes valuable time is lost with us trying to make contact, to find children. Sometimes people post things up there, and unless someone sees it, something cannot happen. So this is a direct appeal to not only the media, but to anyone. If there are cases of child abuse and they require the Child Care and Protection Agency, let us know directly, because the law also provides for us to protect children whenever there are these cases.
Child abuse cases remain widespread in Regions 4, recording the highest number of 466 cases. Other high figures include 181 cases in Region 2 and 147 cases in Region 6. Dr. Persaud highlighted staff shortages as a major challenge, noting that each child protection officer is responsible for 90 to 100 cases. Currently, there are only 48 officers nationwide, making it especially difficult to meet the needs of hinterland regions.
We are challenged by the lack of human resources. We would love to have more child care and protection officers on board. And because we do have some limitation in the hinterland region,
the ministry is encouraging the use of the 914 hotline launched in December of 2020 to report abuse cases. Additionally, the iMatter app and COP Squad initiative, which trains police officers on handling domestic violence cases, provide further support avenues for victims.
a simple phone call is a 914 phone call, and no one has to give their identification. You don't have to say who you are. Just get us where it is, who it is, and how we can get to that person. And the idea of the rapid response team is to really help that.
Dr. Persaud reiterated the importance of community involvement.
We cannot know everything that is happening, but an early report, don't wait until it gets out of control. An early report can help someone.
The ministry continues to advocate for public vigilance and timely reporting to ensure better protection for vulnerable children across Guyana. Stick around when we return. Government of Guyana to introduce new child protection legislation, and Ministry of Agriculture's Agricultural Conference Village opens, showcasing agritourism and sustainability.
It's Digicell's 18th anniversary, and we're going big with our blowout sale. Get up to 40% off Samsung smartphones. Yes, you heard that right. 40% off Samsung smartphones. Grab the Samsung A05 for just $17,000. The A15 for only $27,000. And the A25 at a jaw-dropping $35,000. But wait, there's more. With every purchase, enjoy a 30-day free data plan to stay connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you. Offer good while stocks last. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. The government of Guyana is set to strengthen child protection measures by introducing the Protection of Children International Measures legislation. The announcement was made by Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Vindhya Persaud during a press conference hosted by the National Communications Network on Saturday.
We will be taking another new piece of legislation on the floor, and that is the Protection of Children International Measures in line with the Hague Convention. As you know, we have already taken the Hague Convention legislation to do with inter-country adoption. We have resumed adoption, inter-country adoption, or some people say international adoption, inter-country adoption, that has been resumed. And we now have a central authority that governs that process in Guyana.
This follows the recent resumption of international adoptions in Guyana under a newly established central authority. The law will allow individuals aged 18 to 65 to apply for adoption through the Child Care Protection Agency, with local applicants submitting forms to the CPA. In contrast, international applicants must go through licensed adoption agencies in their respective countries. Additionally, Minister Persaud highlighted the work of the Family Enhancement Services Unit, which focuses on family stability, early intervention, and preventing juvenile delinquency. The unit operates across multiple regions, working directly with at-risk children and their families.
It's a unit, as it says, that speaks to family stability, healthy relationships in family, and heavily focuses on juveniles at risk, prevention of risky behavior, and intervention in early stages of risky behavior. It is based at the Palms compound, and they've been working even beyond Region 4, even though they're based there, to work once cases are identified in the early stages, or even in a little bit of accelerated stages. It might be behavioral issues, it might be conflict, early conflict with the law, not gone to the stage of the court and things like that. They work not only with the child or the juvenile, they work with the entire family.
These initiatives are aimed at strengthening the child protection systems and ensuring the welfare of vulnerable children across the country. On a different note, Guyana's agricultural sector is taking center stage this week as the Ministry of Agriculture continues its celebration of innovation and sustainability. Our reporter Malcolm Carter spoke with key participants to get first-hand insights into how Ghana's agricultural sector is evolving.
After the Ministry of Agriculture launched its Republic Day Mashramani 2025 costume band at its main office on Regent Street last Wednesday, the excitement surrounding Guyana's agriculture future continued to build. Today, just days later, the ministry opened its Agriculture Conference Village at the Kingston Esplanade as part of the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, shining its spotlight on the nation's growing agritourism sector. From February 17 to 21st, the village becomes a hub of innovation where farmers, agribusiness leaders, and sustainability advocates gather to discuss the intersection of agriculture and energy. Headline News was on the ground, engaging with vendors and associates of the government initiative to get first-hand insights into the intersection of agriculture, energy, and sustainability. We first spoke with Selwyn Anthony, who is with an agency within the Ministry of Agriculture.
We are here as a Ministry of Agriculture to showcase the programs and services offered by all the agencies of the Ministry of Agriculture at what is referred to as an oil and gas village here at the Oil and Gas Conference and Expo. The primary purpose of this village is to highlight the importance of food and food security, and particularly agriculture, to the oil and gas sector. And we are here to showcase the production or the services that goes on at every single agency. So if you move around, and while you're moving around and you interact with the other agencies, they will tell you specifically what kind of programs or what kind of services they offer so that the agriculture sector can move forward. For this expo, we are promoting two things. As I said, the queen rearing facility, and we also have the poultry value chain, particularly the broiler breeder project and the grow out project in the form of the tunnel ventilated house. In the broiler breeder project, we are encouraging the production of broiler eggs that will lead to baby chickens for you to have in your poultry sector. Normally we bring in eggs from overseas, we put it in a hatchery, and then we go through the process. But we are aiming that in another couple of months, we will be able to produce some of our own eggs and increase fertility and hatchability at the hatcheries. We also have the growth facility. We have a processing plant because it's important in the poultry value chain. Having produced your eggs, you hatch them, you have baby chickens growing out, you have to process them and put them to the market. So we're demonstrating the processing facility. The growth facility is referred to as a tunnel ventilated house, which is similar to the broiler breeder. But to complete the production aspect of the value chain, feeding is critical. And we are here demonstrating the storage facility for the corn and soya project. That is big. Guyana will soon be able to produce a significant amount of corn and soya that is responsible for the production in the livestock sector. So very, very soon we will be able to have a significant amount coming from our own production facility. Storage is critical. We already have that existing at Takama. We are expanding. So very, very soon we'll be smiling because foreign exchange will be left in Guyana, and more than that, we will be able to ship some of what we're producing to the other Caribbean countries. Particularly at GLDA, we support the productive livestock sector, and particularly the species of economic importance, domesticated species. But apiculture or honey production is one of the sectors that has tremendous potential, and we are here to demonstrate what is referred to as a queen rearing facility. For any honey production enterprise to be successful, the presence of a queen is primary. As a result of that, we have a facility that we're promoting where we'll be encouraging the production of queens, and we, after having had a queen, we will now take that queen into any one of these hives, and where multiplication will take place, and then they will go on to another hive. They come from a normal queen hive into a super, and then you have the multiplier hives where you can be harvesting the honey. So we want to encourage anybody that is getting into production to let them know that a queen rearing facility do exist, and this kind of services are available, that you can basically come get your queen and you can build your hives and you can get your honey production going, because honey is healthy food. We have here on display as well some samples of honey from the various regions and some of the flora that the bees would normally go to in order to get the nectar and go through the whole honey production and make honey available to you and I.
As the event unfolds, visitors are immersed in the vibrant cultural and economic possibilities of agritourism, with vendors displaying everything from organic produce to processed local goods.
I am Lauren Paddy from Nari. I deal with composting, waste management, and today we are displaying vermicomposts. Vermicompost, which is composting done by worms. Earthworms, not any kind of earthworms, special earthworms, the Eisenia fetida. They are also known as the red wrigglers. And here we have on display some cow manure compost as well as some pig manure. And so this is the cow manure compost. Here we have, it's vermicompost, the worm casting, but it's from the cow manure, that's the main feedstock. And this one here is the pig compost, the pig manure compost. This is from the pig manure, that's the feedstock used.
We got banana, watermelon, soursop, granadilla. We just get invited to come out, like sell our produce. We got different type of watermelon. We got the yellow watermelon, we got the orange one, we got the red one.
I'm Tandika Hari and I'm a part of the plant tissue culture department. Today we have an exhibit, a model of our tissue culture room, our storage room in the laboratory. Basically what we do here is we create plants from tissues, organs and cells in which we grow. Mainly the purpose of tissue culture is to produce disease-free planting material and also to produce a larger quantity from one. Some of the crops that we work with in our department are actually breadfruit, cassava, plantain, sweet potato. We have also strawberry we work with in our department, right? And on display we have all of those here. For instance, we have our plantain. This is how it looks in the first stage, which is the initiation stage. And then when we go to, as it continues to develop, this is what it looks like here in our multiplication stage. Now, tissue culture goes through three processes, which is the initiation, multiplication, and then rooting. Now, these plants that are displayed here are actually products of our tissue culture. They're all tissue culture plants. So they would have gone through the stages, and this is what it looks like at the end result.
Sustainable farming techniques take center stage, showcasing how Guyana's agriculture sector is embracing renewable energy. For many, this is more than an expo. It's an innovation to shape the future of sustainable food production, energy security, and economic diversification. The momentum of Mashramani 2025 is still in the air. The Agriculture Conference Village celebrates tradition and innovation, proving that Guyana's agriculture sector is ready for a brighter, greener future. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. A major security operation at Mashramani prison on Saturday led to the discovery of over 1,000 grams of marijuana and 40 improvised weapons, among other prohibited items. The search, conducted at the Sibley Hall section from 6 a.m. to 9:15 a.m., was carried out by members of the joint services, including the Ghana Police Force, the Ghana Prison Service, and the Ghana Defense Force. Director of Prisons, Nickleon Elliott, acknowledged the persistent issue of illegal items being smuggled into prisons and issued a strong warning against such activities. Elliott sternly warned members of the public and prison officers found colluding in smuggling contraband into the various prison facilities that they would face the full consequences of the law. However, he warned that there would be no let-ups in bringing down corrupt officers, family members, and friends of inmates who are bent on breaking the law. He emphasized that strict measures will continue to be enforced to maintain order and security within correctional facilities. Don't go away after the break. Brazil's Christ the Redeemer at center of church-state battle over ownership in Rio de Janeiro, and stabbed by a student, 14-year-olds fighting for life.
Did Digicel is celebrating 18 amazing years, and we're giving you the ultimate shopping spree. That's right, top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 4 lucky winners, each walking away with up to $1 million in groceries. Imagine filling your carts with everything you need and more, absolutely free. Top up now and get ready to dash for carts full of groceries. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Current smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl, forget things. What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip. If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Carter. Welcome to our regional and international news segment, which keeps you informed and up to date with the trending news stories worldwide. In South America, a small plane crashed Saturday in Quadro, Sao Paulo State, Brazil, killing 2 people. Firefighters discovered 2 charred bodies at the crash site, but their identities remain undisclosed. This marks the 20th aircraft accident in Brazil this year, with 5 being fatal. Recent incidents include a February crash in Sao Paulo that killed 2 and a tragic August crash in Vinhedo, which claimed 72 lives. Authorities are investigating the latest crash. Meanwhile, in Argentina, President Javier Milei faces impeachment calls after endorsing a cryptocurrency, Libra, whose value soared and then collapsed, causing investor losses. Milei initially praised the project on social media, but later deleted the post, claiming no ties to the initiative. Critics accuse him of promoting a scam, while his team calls it a mistake. An investigation is underway, and opposition leaders have filed for impeachment, sparking political tensions in Argentina. For over 90 years, Christ the Redeemer has overlooked Rio, but now a dispute is brewing over its control. The Catholic Church seeks ownership of the statue and the surrounding terrace, while the Brazilian government argues it belongs to all. Al Jazeera's Monica Yanikev reports.
For more than 90 years, Christ the Redeemer has stood tall, watching over Rio de Janeiro, changing colors to embrace various humanitarian causes, welcoming millions of visitors every year, many hoping to capture the perfect selfie with one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. But now the iconic monument is at the heart of a fierce battle over who should control it, the Catholic Church or the Brazilian state, owner of the land beneath its feet and the forest surrounding it.
No one disputes the government's rights to the land. The church simply seeks ownership of the statue itself and the area built below it.
The church currently manages events and uses the proceeds to maintain the statue, but it's pushing for more. Ownership of the second terrace, which houses shops and a restaurant. Its lawyer says that the federal government has failed to maintain basic infrastructure, like the bathrooms and elevators. The stakes have only risen, with 2 bills now under debate in Congress supporting the church's claim.
If we hand over control to the church, we'd essentially be privatizing a cultural heritage that belongs to all Brazilians, Christian and non-Christian alike. It would also send the wrong message that national parks created to preserve the environment could be dismantled or partially privatized.
Christ the Redeemer stands atop Corcovado Mountain in the heart of the Tijuca National Park, the largest urban forest in the world. This sprawling green space covers an area the size of 4,000 football fields, with kilometers of trails and dozens of waterfalls. Its preservation is essential to lower temperatures in the city below and provide it with water.
If we lose control over the number of visitors and vehicles that come here daily, we risk damaging the fragile ecosystem of plants and animals that live here.
The park's maintenance also depends on millions of dollars generated by ticket sales to see Christ the Redeemer. A small portion of that revenue goes to the church, which already holds the rights to royalties from the statue's image.
Christ the Redeemer has welcomed this new year with a record number of tourists, 20,000 on January 1st alone. The battle for control continues, but with each new visitor, the value of the statue and the stakes grow higher. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
Finally, hundreds of people have marched through central London protesting U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to take over Gaza. Al Jazeera's Melina Velsanovic reports.
Many people here are angry at Donald Trump because of the comments that he made about Gazans being resettled in other countries in the Middle East. And even though those comments were roundly condemned by many in the international community, including US allies, still for people here it is not enough. But they're also not happy with the government of Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, saying that as long as the UK continues exporting arms to Israel, it is still complicit in the actions of the Israeli army. And we spoke to some of the people here at the protest. This is what they had to say.
We can't have Donald Trump dictating what's going to happen in Gaza and what's going to happen to the people of Palestine.
Benjamin Netanyahu is also a wanted criminal by the International Criminal Court. So we're here to also demand that if he steps foot into this country, he's immediately arrested.
This is the 24th major pro-Palestinian protest since October of 2023 here in London. And there are people from many walks of life, many ages, many ethnicities. Organisers say they will continue holding these marches as long as the condition of Palestinians in both Gaza and the occupied West Bank remains precarious. Milena Veselinovic, Al Jazeera, London.
That wraps up our regional and international news segment for tonight. Thank you for joining us as we bring the latest updates from around the globe. I'm Malcolm Carter. Good night. See you next time. Back to you, Bibi.
Thanks, Malcolm. Up next is the 3D weather forecast. And that's FTV2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.